Street Fighter is a series that is over 30 years old. While most people recognize the franchise for its great games and memorable characters, many do not know that the series offers a deep lore and an engaging story. So let us dive deep in the lore of the franchise and learn the details of the Street Fighter story. While many expect our story to begin with the first Street Fighter game, the truth is that the lore of Street Fighter begins long before that. To be precise, our story begins in Feudal Japan. A time of turmoil and conflict as samurai warriors fought for their lives and their land. This turbulent era is the birthplace of many deadly martial arts techniques. One discipline would go down as one of the deadliest forms of combat, and one that would play an important role in our story and series. The Ansatsuken no Rutsu Toshita Kakuto Jutsu, called Ansatsuken for short, which roughly translates to martial art rooted as an art of assassination. The basics of Ansatsuken were at first glance similar to karate, but Ansatsuken was a deadlier art that focused on three major, almost supernatural techniques. First, the Hadouken, the Surge Fist, a technique that allows the sheer willpower of its user to be manifested through the palms as a ki wave. The Hadouken wave energy is as devastating as the intent of the practitioner. The Shoryuken, Rising Dragon Fist, a powerful technique in which the user rockets upwards with a surging fist. It is as if they defy heavens itself. This powerful attack knocks any adversary brave enough to jump on an Ansatsuken practitioner. And finally, the Tatsumaki Senpukyaku, a strong technique in which the practitioner will use his ki to spin in the air, delivering a hurricane of kick attacks. But the Ansatsuken has a hidden side, a darker side, that can only be tapped into by the select few who fully embrace the murderous intent of the Ansatsuken martial arts. This dark force is known as the Satsui no Hado, or the Dark Hado. For those who embrace the dark side of Ansatsuken, they unlock their true hidden potential and sheer power, but at the expense of their humanity. Those who follow the path of the Satsui no Hado slowly turn into demons themselves, losing all aspects of compassion and empathy. Their physical traits are also affected, making them look as if they are demons roaming the earth. Tapping into the Satsui no Hado grants the users new powers and abilities, and none is more deadly than the ultimate dark technique, the Shungokusatsu, allowing the practitioner to move at incredible speeds towards the opponent. And like a raging demon, the sound of 1,000 strikes can be heard, but not seen. Legend has it that the Shungokusatsu sends the opponent's soul to hell and back. But what is certain is that only few Ansatsuken warriors were able to master this deadly technique. Since that era, the secret teachings of Ansatsuken were passed from generation to another by the few brave enough to put their very souls on the line. Which brings us to the 20th century, where the last practitioner and master of Ansatsuken lives, the legendary master known as Gotetsu. Gotetsu's life was spent perfecting Ansatsuken and Bojutsu. In his old age, he decided to pass on the teachings to his two students, two brothers, Gouken and Gouki. The siblings, while both living and learning under the same roof since their young age, could not be more different in their way of seeing life. Gouken, the older brother, is more compassionate, patient, and respects the life energy of all beings. Gouki, on the other hand, was brash, quick to lose his temper, and wanted to learn everything there is as fast as possible. It is during their training that they learned about the Satsui no Hado and the murderous intent of the Ansatsuken arts. Gotetsu himself was never opposed to using Satsui no Hado, but was unique for the fact that the Satsui no Hado had no effect on him. This must have been as a result of him only using the dark arts sparingly. But since Gouki learned about the existence of Satsui no Hado, his mind could never rest. He quickly realized that this will be his destiny and that he was ready to leave his humanity behind if needed to master the full might of Ansatsuken. Gouken, on the other hand, could not disagree more. He saw Ansatsuken as a way of self-defense and not an art of death. The two brothers, while emotionally close at the time, started drifting apart. As the days, months, and years went by, Gouki started learning to tap into the Satsui no Hado. Gouken, on the other hand, started developing his own style of Ansatsuken, both of them still under the tutelage of Master Gotetsu. But on one fateful night, as Gouken is making his way back to the dojo, he passed by a burning village. Whether it was a natural cause or due to bandits' attacks, the result is the same. Houses burned down, villagers dead, and right there, laying on the ground, barely moving, a young child, a survivor. Gouken takes the youngling, carrying him on his back and taking him to the dojo. Gouken, always the compassionate one, decides to adopt the orphan child, whose name is Ryu. Ryu started learning at a young age from Gouken and also seeing the brothers train under Gotetsu. He also saw how different and apart Gouken and Gouki grew. One day, the unthinkable happened, as Gouki, after years of fully embracing the Satsui no Hado, decides to challenge his master Gotetsu. Unlike the latter, the Satsui no Hado had quite the effect on Gouki, both emotionally and physically. A fight unlike anything Gouken saw before took place, as master and disciple fight with all their might. To the surprise of Gouken, his brother Gouki's power has grown beyond his expectation, surpassing even their master Gotetsu. It was clear that Gouki had the upper hand. And to the surprise of everyone, uses Satsui no Hado's ultimate technique, the Shungoku Satsu. Killing Gotetsu. But right before his death, Gotetsu smiled, as if he was proud of his student surpassing him and embracing the full might of Ansatsuken. Gouki is no longer the brother that Gouken once knew and loved. His intent is murderous, his body fueled with dark energy. He no longer feels compassion nor empathy. He no longer is, in every sense of the word, human. He is now a demon in the body of a man. He is an akuma. Ignoring his older brother Gouken, Gouki, Akuma, left the scene and disappeared into the darkness. Gouken, who never agreed with the murderous side of Ansatsuken, is now certain that this practice needs to disappear, and a new form of Ansatsuken shall take its place. He decides shortly to start his own dojo, with Ryu being his first student, teaching him to embrace the joyous side of Ansatsuken, to use the powers within to defend himself and defend the weak. For years, young Ryu will learn all there is about life and martial arts under the sole tutelage of Gouken. But one day, fate would have it that another student will join the dojo, one that will have an immense effect on Ryu's future. Ken masters. Young Ken is the son of Gouken's old friend. Unlike Ryu, who lived on the dojo, Ken would only come during school vacations, but his quick-to-learn ability made him almost get into Ryu's level quickly. The two friends would practice the arts of Ansatsuken, mastering the three main techniques of the art: the Hadouken, Shoryuken, and the Tatsumaki Senpukyaku. For a short period, another student joined the Gouken dojo, Dan Hibiki. But Gouken quickly sensed that Dan's reasons for joining the dojo and learning Ansatsuken were selfish, as he wanted to learn the deadly art to be able to kill the man who murdered his father. Unhappy about Dan hiding his true motives, Gouken quickly kicked the new student out of the dojo before he could master any of the martial arts techniques. One day while training with Master Gouken, Ryu and Ken would see a mysterious figure come in to challenge their master. It was Akuma, Gouken's brother, who has been training and living in the mountains ever since he killed their master Gotetsu. It was then when both Ryu and Ken witnessed the two sides of Ansatsuken and the vast difference between the two brothers. Akuma attacks Gouken, but soon realized he is not strong enough and that he underestimated Gouken's version of Ansatsuken. Akuma defeated, he asked Gouken for the final blow, but Gouken, the ever so compassionate, let his brother live, explaining to him that Ansatsuken does not have to be about death. Calling his brother weak for not delivering the final blow, Akuma left, promising Gouken a rematch, but also sensing the seeds of Satsui no Hado within the young Ryu, who was watching their battle with anger and anguish. Years would go by. Both Ryu and Ken are now 23 years old. Gouken, believing that his pupils are ready to face the world, orders them to each go on a journey of self-discovery, as he once did. Excited about all the possibilities, both students take their own path. Ken decides to go to America, while Ryu decides to go to Thailand, where he heard of a powerful Muay Thai warrior by the name of Sagat.